You deserve every bit of that.
Woo!
Hey, 18.
It's over,
I got a
coach.
picture of you guys. I think you've got the better camera.
These are good goggles. Too old, please. Can we keep these? Right? I don't know why we need them for, but...
For years, I was like, no goggles, never ever
did it.
win.
We ran it back! Hey, yo, we ran it back! Hey, we made it. We did it. Yeah, look, I need some I haven't eaten since like 12. I'm a snacker. I like to play on my stomach. I'm a snack. No, I'm a snack. Where's Panda? Panda! Christy? Christy! Christy Oliver!
She went to WNBA TV.
So we can go out here.
Kind of what's your mind from that journey?
Never listened to the crowd. People thought I was crazy. You know, just belief in myself, belief in this city, belief in coach's dreams, and just trusting the process. You know, when Christy and I came here, I believe they hadn't made playoffs, and we knew that there was a special team and coach had a dream. We believed in it, and you know, last year was terrible the way it ended, but we were able to really bounce back from it, use it as motivation. So proud of this team and how everybody's developed in the year.
You guys had a, I
got 2 championships. I get to have double bottles.
Come on in, Christy.
Oh yeah, I got to what you gotta say? Moonwalk. That's all I gotta say. Moonwalk. That's what we just did. You put that on your feet. My raggedy shoes that I don't care if they get messed up. Talk your ish.
What you gotta say about that?
I have no words right now. I have no words. I'm just super excited that we got it done in the season. On a high note, like we said last year, we went to run it back. We got there. So this year is just icing on the cake.
Your first 2 years, that experience of going to the
Exactly.
championship, come back. What's that like? And you know, you play a big role just helping everybody stay ready.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't happen often. Not everyone wins the championship. You have people in the league now or people that are retired already that haven't won a championship, that's been in the league for a long time. So just to have like the veterans that we have on this team to keep us confident and just stay ready and give us confidence too. I mean, it plays a big role in it.
And lastly, what was it like that change going from game 4, you erase the 18-point lead and come back tonight, and they didn't go down easy?
No, we knew they weren't going to go down easy. They're a number 2 seed for a reason. They play phenomenal basketball. So it's just like we just had to try to match their intensity, and we definitely did that. We knew if we were going to win and he had to rebound the ball down the stretch, we came up with stops, secured the ball. We didn't give him second chance shots, so it was like we knew the game was ours.
Congrats.
About one person. It's about the person to the right and the left of us. And it's important to do what you can to help your team. And so for me personally, the injuries, I mean, they came and went. And I mean, you got some stuff that I'm battling with now, but at the end of the day, this is what I wanted to do. And so I'm extremely excited to be able to have been an asset and not a liability.
And then, you know, like you said, at the beginning of the season, the team was saying run it back. How was how was the team so confident throughout? Like, where did that confidence come from?
I mean, it's a gut check. When you look in the mirror and you see yourself, and we're not faking who we are. I mean, we said who we were. We wanted to be that, and we put in the work to get there, and we're here.
And when you know, Natasha kind of guaranteed to win, when you saw that, what went through your mind when you saw that?
My point guard put her neck out there for us. I mean, she said that she would choose us 10 times out of 10, and I would do the same.
Emma's had a great season and a great postseason.
Emma Meeseman.
Emma Meeseman.
Yeah, say her whole name.
did it feel like she almost went up like another level from an aggressive standpoint tonight? You seem to want the ball.
I mean, I feel like she got better every game. What did you throw? I mean, you can throw different things at her. I mean, she's just really versatile. Stan's trying to find, ain't nothing.
That's great.
One little touch, one little sip. It ain't nothing. I feel like she got better every game. The more aggressive she was, the better it was for us. And she realized that if she took it head on and did what she does, and now we got 2 MVPs.
Sorry if you were asked this before, but you guys could have won this in 4 games and close to 5. But how nice is it to come here in front of all your fans and do this whole thing?
Man, it's crazy. Credit to Connecticut. Pushed it to Game 5. They weren't gonna die. They pushed through. They're a great team. I mean, this was a great atmosphere for the WNBA. If you're not a fan of the WNBA, you need to be. I mean, I feel like we're putting the product on the floor. We need people to get behind us and get into this. This is exciting. So for us to display what we displayed on the floor tonight, come on, people.
And getting that support from some Wizards, I think Redskins out there. How nice is it to have just the whole town?
I mean, it's pretty dope. DC Sports is crazy. I mean, they seem like ride or die people out here. It's only my 2nd year out here, but they seem really excited about it, and I'm so excited that we could bring this back home to them.
It's been a year.
Yeah.
To go from how last year ended to this year. I know you talked about it a couple of times. But for you personally, what was it like? We've heard several times so many players on your team talk about how much this was a family atmosphere. And do you think how big of a role do you think that played with you guys not being able to close the deal in Connecticut and then coming home and closing it?
I mean, I think when you're a family, you can sort out problems. You can fix things. You can be honest with each other. You can take criticism from a teammate or a coach, knowing that it's in the best interest of the team. We didn't play our best basketball in Connecticut the other night, but we came back yesterday with a mindset of watching film. Can we get better? How do we do that? And that allows me to maybe jump on them in a timeout about, hey, you're not doing this, or we need to do this, because they can take it, because they know that where it comes from, whether it comes from me or a teammate, is in the right place, and it's meant with the right spirit, and so that's how you deal with it.
We saw the growth Elena's had, and everyone knows how she's done, so with her 2nd MVP. But for the young girl that you found in Emma, long time ago, did you see her becoming what she is right now?
That was my hope. I mean, every year that she was here, she got better. I noticed, I got to go and watch her national team play several times over the last few years, and just to see her growth with them. And when she was young on the national team, she just tried to fit in.
Right.
This last 2 years, she's had to be the focal point, and I think that sped up her growth also. So, we've seen the adult version of Emma now.
Lastly, for another young player, 2nd year for Ariel Atkins. We've heard so many players on your team talk about what she means. Your thoughts on, what were you thinking when you selected her, and for her to be to grow and make such an impact, especially tonight considering the injuries?
Yeah, tonight, was kind of a culmination of what we thought about her. She's had her ups and downs throughout the playoffs. Teams paid more attention to her this year.
Right.
She's had injuries throughout the year. She's had to deal with that, and for her to stay calm and in the moment when she could have been down a little bit. She's had some frustrating games over the last month, but she stuck with it, and I think that's a sign of what an adult she is at such a young age.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Focus TV. As you guys saw, celebrations are in order for the Washington Mystics. They won the first ever title in franchise history. The series went 5 games. It was very entertaining. Cardell, we talked many times just about how hard it is sometimes for a team to learn how to win. Mm-hmm. And in this case, we had 2 teams the Mystics have been in the finals before, but neither of them have been there in the sense of winning it.
Right.
Those are 2 totally different things. But we got so much planned for you guys on tonight's show. Talking to our guest, Sean Couch, in just a little bit. I tell you, I can't wait to hear your segment, because the petty in me this week just don't know. And we got some interesting rapid fire. We're doing a little twist on it at the end of tonight's show. Got some DC United updates for you as well. You're watching the Focus TV. When we get back, we will get started again. Shout out to Washington Mystics, your 2019 WNBA champions. Cardell is on you.
All right, welcome back to the Focus. Have Jim Couch, National Training Showcase Director Sean Couch. What's going on, Sean?
Hey, Cardell, how y'all doing down here in DC, man?
Man, we doing good. A lot of winning going on.
All right.
Certain sports, but just getting into the 2019 Jim Couch National Training Showcase is on deck for this weekend. Just tell us what's on the itinerary for this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, Cardell, we're on our 8th year right now, and the showcase has gotten better each year. We've had players like Don Maker, Wendell Carter. I could name a whole bunch of guys that have come through. Mm-hmm. But what I'm most proud of is that the showcase has captured New York City's tenacity, its hard work, its work ethic, and we've given that sort of old school work ethic not only to the players of New York City but the players around the country. And Jim Couch, my dad, he was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's first coach, and Kareem had the most authentic and probably the most dominant shot that's ever been created in basketball on the sky hook. And my dad, he contributed to that authenticity and that work ethic and that style, and that's what the showcase is about, Cardell. It's about sharing that dream, sharing that work ethic, sharing that opportunity for all our athletes here in the United States to understand how to work hard, innovation, and also to just share ideas and to share community and family so that we can all understand that we're all in this together.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of touched on it a little bit. I want you to kind of elaborate a little bit more. What makes the Jim Couch unique from other showcases that may be going on around the country?
Cardell, I've been asked that question a lot. I've gone to a lot of showcases. I don't want to put any down or to say this one's better than that one, but we're innovative just in the fact that we were the first showcase not only to focus on training, but also to bring other aspects of the basketball competition spectrum to the young athlete and also to parents. As you know, Cardell, because you're part of it. Not only do we have basketball training, but we have people talk about nutrition, recovery, sleep. How to deal with difficult situations with coaches, how to treat your teammates. How to talk to your parents about, competing and winning and losing. So we just try to integrate the whole basketball experience to our players. And I haven't been to a showcase yet. I think the closest thing to what we do is the John Lucas activities that, are across the country. I know Dennis Tragonis does a good job, too, with his Pangos All-American Camp. Rob Kinney does an excellent job with the hoop group stuff. Right. But in terms of putting everything together, not just training and basketball, I think that we do it as good as anybody in the country.
Oh, no doubt. you know, with a lot of events, showcases, they have tough times attracting players due to, you know, politics at AAU, high school shoe company affiliations, you know how all that go. But with Jim Couch, I haven't seen any sign of politics. It's kind of like refreshing where the players just come, roll the balls out, and it's just, you know, you kind of free from all that at the Jim Couch. Is that by design?
You know, Cardell, that when we first started the showcase 8 years ago, one of the things that, you know, my partners and my father was concerned about was the sneaker affiliation. You know, will we get the Adidas kids? Will we get the Under Armour kids? Since, you know, we are a Nike sponsored program. And the thing that I think that made it work was my dad. You know, my dad has never charged Cardell for training, ever. You know, when he was training guys like Mark Jackson, Kenny Smith, Kenny Anderson, you know, all the top, Chris Mullin, all the top New York guys, you know, that training was offered to the top college guys in the area and also the top high school guys in the area for free. So we developed, I think, good karma with the New York City community, right, because they understood that we were agendaless in terms of what our goal was. Our goal was just to share an each one teach one attitude. All right, here's a pro. He's going to teach the college guy. College guy's going to, you know, teach the high school guy. We're all going to get in the gym. We're going to sweat. We're going to work hard. The pro guy is running the same laps, doing the same drills as the high school kid. And when the high school kid gets on the floor, Cardell, he gets his butt busted, you know, like quick. So that attitude people knew about, and it grew. And the community that is New York understood that Mr. Couch was about this, you know, training, doing things right, and having a mentor and individuals that were polished professionals that wanted to give back. So we got players immediately. I mean, we get all the teams, Cardell. We get, you know, all the sneaker company teams and non-affiliated teams. We reached down to Philly, D.C. I mean, you've done a great job in D.C., Virginia, Florida, Chicago, L.A., you know, out in Arizona. We get the kids from everywhere, the Midwest. They know about the showcase and, you know, that energy that my father has given exudes, and that's why people come.
You know, that's big time. But it's not just on the boys' side where you highlight, you know, the high school for the showcase. A lot of people think this event just holds some of the brightest, you know, high school talent from their side, but it also has a girls' showcase that's serious. Talk about how long that's been going down and the mission behind involving girls' high school basketball to the mix, which I personally think needs to be more of a focus nationwide.
Mm-hmm. You know, Cardell, you're talking about a girls' showcase, is that correct?
Right.
Yeah, Cardell, we had plans on doing a girls' showcase this year, but we had some issues with gym space.
Okay.
But yes, you know, a girls' training showcase, we feel, is the next step in evolution in the Jim Couch brand. We already have a summer league tournament where a lot of the top girls on the East Coast come and play in our college division, and we get the top girls in our high school division. But we planned on it. We were looking for different sites. We wanted to follow the same format. But I agree with you. We definitely want to do girls training. I think that, you know, in this environment where women are, you know, just becoming more polished athletes, they do the same things and they work as hard. You know, they have the family support. And, you know, not only that, it's just a beautiful game to watch, the women's game, in general, just in terms of how they share the ball and their fundamental play. I think that is the next step for us in 2020 to have a women's showcase during the same weekend, you know, running simultaneously, Cardell, with our men's showcase. Indeed.
Cool. And one important element you touched on it a little bit earlier was, you know, the nutrition part. Y'all emphasized that a lot. It's so important that y'all actually serve organic lunches to the participating players and coaches instead of the typical hot dog, burgers, chips, and soda type of thing. Why did that become a focus?
Yeah, you know, the elite players get everything, you know.
Mhm.
So, you know, one of the things that we encourage our scouts to do is to find the players that might be a little bit under the radar, that don't get the same shine as maybe some of the sneaker company AAU clubs. We also, Cardell, we take kids who hit us up on social media. You know, there was a kid who hit me and said, "Listen, Mr. Couch, I play on this team." This was a few years ago in the B division in New York. And nobody knew about this kid. He wasn't known. We took him in. Cardell, I'm happy to say this kid plays overseas now in Lebanon. He's a pro. And from the showcase, he got an opportunity to be picked up by a junior college. Ended up going to Weber State and, you know, played D1 ball. So, you know, those are the stories that we enjoy. You know, our scouts who find players that are underappreciated, underexposed. They come in, as you know, we don't charge the players for the showcase. We're fortunate enough to have donations and individuals in the basketball community here that value what we do. So they come in free and they get a chance to compete against the ESPN Top 100 kids. You know, this year we're gonna have about 8 to 10 of those kids there, plus some USA basketball kids coming in from the showcase that they're at, you know, this last weekend. So the competition is going to be really good, and whoever, it doesn't matter where the kid is from, if he performs, he'll get that recognition.
Obviously, with that recognition, you guys have been very welcoming to the DMV-based talent, especially bringing me on a few years back. Even sparking a yearly New York versus DMV showcase and high school game, which each area having a strong history of hoops. What makes this matchup so appealing?
Yeah, you know, Cardell, I'm gonna say this. You know, I have a deep respect for Washington and you know, the DMV area, the Baltimore area. The level of play and the caliber of player is similar to New York City. You know, when I talk to coaches and scouts around the country, and they discuss areas of concentration of top players, Washington has come up in the conversation, DMV, for the past 5 years. So, you know, this matchup I think is really important. We already have a Philly game, you know, Philly versus New York. I think a DC versus New York game is equally as important because it gives both cities an opportunity to showcase their skills, to get bragging rights, you know, but also to kind of, you know, come a little closer to one another on a friendship level and also on a competition level. I think, you know, when kids see other areas are just as good or not better than them, it gives that area incentive to get better. So that's what we're about, Cardell. You know, you came down last year with a really good team, and that game was a dynamite game. Yeah, remember last year?
Yeah.
Great game. You know, and I intend, you know, looking at your roster this year, it's even better. So, you know, we have our handfuls up here in New York, and I got all the coaches on me. They're saying, "Yo, don't bring those animals up here." You know, don't bring those animals up here, and we should. So I'm getting the support. I'm getting the support of the kids here in New York, you know, to play. Unfortunately, a lot of our kids are in prep school up in Massachusetts,
right,
and up in Connecticut, so some of them won't be able to make it. But it looks like we'll have at least 3 to 5 of our top kids, you know, and some really good D1 prospects to compete in the game. Looking forward to it.
No doubt, I am too. Lastly, where can people find Jim Couch, you know, content all weekend outside of myself? Where is it at, and is it open to the public?
They can check the Instagram feed for Jim Couch is at Jim Couch Foundation. There'll be updates on our Instagram feed. They also can look at our Twitter feed too, which will be updated every 3 hours during the weekend at Super 16 Jim Couch. So those are the two outlets that they'll be able to take a look at. Super 16 Jim Couch on Twitter and Jim Couch Foundation on Instagram.
Cool, man.
All right.
All right, thanks for calling in for sure. And I'll see you this weekend.
Okay. Hey, guys, thanks a lot. Continue to, do that work down there. I love the show. And I look forward to seeing you, Cardell.
All right, man.
Thank you again, Sean.
Okay, guys. All right, later.
All right, folks, that was Sean Couch, director of the Jim Couch National Training Showcase. Cardell, already looking forward to what you come back with next week. And as Sean just said, I hope you guys listen to the social media places that you need to follow on this weekend. Make sure you see some of that quality action up there. But before we head to our second break, just want to share some quick thoughts on the Misses winning the championship. Obviously, get over to finestmag.com, amanosports.com, for coverage from not only just the championship, but this entire season. Just if you want to reflect a little bit, or, celebration times were fun.
Mm-hmm.
But, just some quick thoughts as we kind of just fully provide some closure to this 2019 season.
I'm just happy for them. The coaching staff, the players, seeing somebody or a team come from the bottom, literally the bottom, and work their way up, persevere, and earn what they're shooting for is always great, especially in this day and age where it seems like those situations are few and far in between. It's people shortcutting their way to the top. It was none of that with the Mystics. We came in the same year as the Bowl. We started covering the Mystics when he first came in. He inherited a 5-win team, and there's no disrespect to say they were an afterthought, not just in the basketball community, but even in their own building.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a compliment. I mean, it was bad, you know what I'm saying? And it was even talk when he got the team that they were trying to possibly sell the team, make the team relocate because it wasn't drawing numbers. So to see what he's done and built that up, because right away you could see he was different. He took a 5-win team, they finished 500. Then the way he developed players, maximizing, Ivory Latta, who I'm always give credit to because she carried the franchise on her back during those dog days and made them relevant again before, injuries took her down. She should get a lot of credit, being an all-star and keeping the Mystics relevant in the WNBA. Just not just her, even the core of this team that ended up being the core of a championship team, Tiana Hawkins and Latoya Sanders, Cloud came in, she was drafted. There was so many players, that early on you weren't even sure if they may stick or they would trade, but he stuck with them. They worked, they developed, and you saw what happened. They were the best bench in the league. It wasn't even close. And Emma, this was her coming out party. Like, if you'd have told me this was she would be like, she always had the skill, but with the skill comes the determination, the focus, and the drive, and just that dog spirit. And I think this was the first year where the team kind of just like, oh no, you're not going to be in the background, you're going to lead us. Right. And she had a hoop. And this was her coming out party. Throughout the play, she averaged 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, on 58% shooting from the field, 82% shooting from the line, and ridiculous 58% shooting from 3. Like, had she played those games when she went over Belgium, yep, the Mystics possibly could have had 2 50, 40, 90 players. That's how crazy this team was. And that's why we even went last year, we was like, yeah, they got swept, but Emma's coming. Yep. And media day, she was nervous. She could tell she wasn't, because she's so humble. Right. She wasn't quite sure how she fit in. Like, she didn't want to ruffle no feathers because she clearly saw this team made it to the finals. But this was one of the most unselfish championship teams I've ever seen, where they were just like, oh no, you got this game. Oh, you're going to do this. It's not a question of if. And they would willingly just step to the side and let you do what you do. And that's from Elena Deladon, league MVP, all the way down. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So they set a high standard for basketball in this community, because this is the first pro basketball championship of any kind since the Wizard Bullets back in the 70s. So this was a moment to cherish. And then the things they had to overcome, Deladon breaking the nose, bone bruise on the knee, 3 herniated discs, shout out to Cloud during the finals, come back over 3. And dudes had back sprains and they missing 3 months in the league. And then y'all gonna look at that dang load management a little bit different moving forward. Like, nah, we don't want to hear that. Y'all got to suit up. So you got to give her props, man. The sacrifice from that team. Got to give Natasha Cloud props, man. when she first got to the Wizards, when she shot a jumper, they just turned around and went to get the rebound. Dog. It was no respect, and this not no shot. She'd probably be the first one to tell you, but constant work. She always got after it defensively, had an all-around game, playmaker, score inside, rebound, but the shooting-wise made her liability a lot of times. So, but she kept putting in work. And this year, she just emerged. Like, she's become one of the best all-around point guards in the WNBA. She averaged 13 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, and a little over one turnover on 44% shooting from the field, 37% shooting from three-point range, and 85% from the line, while leading the Mystics in minutes during the playoffs. She played 34 minutes a game, so she don't even get tired. So, I mean, she gets tired, but she ain't playing every game the entire game. And that's just the standard that everybody on the team set. And just, you know, shout out to Tabo one more time, man. Just, you know, not only possibly saving the franchise, but making them validating himself as a coach. I always felt he was a great coach. And we always said, like, he's one of the best basketball minds in this area. Like, just talk basketball with him. And you're going to leave better than when you came in to talk to him. And people were just like, whatever, man. But now it's validated because he won. So now that you won the ultimate prize, you got league MVP on your resume. Look here. You know, he even made Deladon better. He made her a better all-around player. She was always a lethal offensive threat. Made her a better defender, helped her develop, become a better defender, better rebounder. Now she's a complete player. That's a testament to the coaching staff and, you know, him, and that he inherited. And, you know, he should be sought after more especially from coaches at all levels around the area. They need to reach out to him more and get some game, man, and even in their own building, you know what I'm saying, because he has a lot to offer. And you know, like I said, I'm just happy, man, because they truly, truly deserve it, what they're getting, because they work hard for it, no shortcuts, they grinded for it. All you can do is respect it.
Yeah, and one of the things, you know, we hear about in sports so much, culture, so much, we literally got to see that whole process play out. That culture from a culture that wasn't positive here to what this is. And just to piggyback off everything you said, I think that was the biggest thing for me. And I truly enjoyed it. You know, a lot of people, anybody I would tell, used to go run and tell people how talented Emma was. I've always been waiting for it. And it was so cool to see, not only see her get to that place, but her teammates, like, all throughout the year, shoot the ball, shoot the ball, shoot the ball, shoot the ball, stop passing up shots, shoot the ball.
It was consistent.
Yeah, and got to a place where, for a little while, this is what made this playoff so fun. When they needed it most, it was on autopilot in that regard, from shooting it. And it was just fun to watch somebody organically, like, yeah, like, this is me. And I think that's the fun part, is not only what they've done this year, but, you know, dare I say that this could be the opening of a championship window. Obviously, nothing's going to be easy, because some heavy hitters are coming back to the league, right? Yeah. So not saying that this is easy, but they put themselves in a position with the culture they've established, the way they draft, the way they develop. And again, you have one of the league's best players already, in Elena, who's currently in her prime. Emma just maybe opened that door, just officially started to knock on that door, like, hey, I'm here, I'm arrived, if you said her coming out party. There's still a couple more players on this roster that are also talented, that haven't entered that place that Emma just got there, because they're that young.
Ariel Powell, Shatori, I want to get Ariel Atkins, you know, that's my girl from day one, just her dual wet threat, how she got out the energy. Like, you can see in her face in game 5, she was not playing, we winning this game, I don't know how, but she was on it. And you just got to give them credit, man, you know, all the way down. I'm excited to see what Kiara Leslie bring.
Her,
Maisha improve over Mike, exactly.
Because of, like you said, how the staff goes about developing. And even like Tiana Hawkins, she turned into a whole different player than she was. Oh, man. And we're talking about post-pregnancy, right?
Yeah.
Like, totally different player. And what she brought to this team, you know, you can't put a price on what she brought. Because of the versatility of this team, they have maybe only one player that's truly just one thing, arguably, on that roster in Chrissy Tolliver. And that's just simply because of, you know, from a physical stature. What she is, like, obviously she can't play 3 because physically, 5'8" or whatever. But for the rest of the team, it's just fun to watch it. And, you know, just like everybody took times, like, it reminded me that when we saw the beginning of the Warriors, right? That beginning time, and everyone enjoyed that. I hope everyone in this area got a chance to really take part in it. This is your first season covering the Mystics. Congratulations, enjoy it, continue, keep the coverage. And they deserve each and every bit of, you know, the love they're getting right now. And it just needs to continue. At the very least, it needs to continue. But we're going to take a very quick break. And yeah, that segment's coming up. Can't wait to hear it.
What segment would that be?
Hey, look, some things aren't flying anymore.
Listen, us two-win people will stay over here humbly and let y'all discuss that.
Oh, man, I'm not discussing anything.
Don't worry, we only got one more than that.
Oh, wow.
See, the indirect shot, see.
No, I'm on your side. I was like,
Oh, you on my side? Okay, cool,
Okay.
cool. Go ahead.
We're going to take a quick break, but before that, the 62nd installment of the 9-4-50 breakdown. Jamal Hayward's out here knocking these things out. This week, Jamal breaks down how to, Jamal, in this breakdown, I'm excited we're talking about the Mystics winning, explains how to turn a downhill drive into a back down mid-post setup. Again, Jamal's explaining how to turn a downhill drive into a back down mid-post setup. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break for one of, hopefully, the best NFL segments we have this season. You're watching the Focus TV.
Today we're going to work on a breakdown of transitioning from a downhill move into setting up for a back down in the mid-post area. So this is a move that's useful for bigger guards, 1s and 2s, and some 3s that are versatile, can handle the ball. So you can do any move to head downhill, whether it's between crawls, doesn't matter, or in-and-out crawls. So I'm going to start with the in-and-out crawl, starting with my right hand. So in-and-out crawl, now into a back down. So watch my footwork. Again, in-and-out crawls, and then I turn. So I step that left foot forward, put that defender on my hip. Now I can back down to the middle, or back down, spin, up another. Doesn't matter. You have multiple options on this side as well as that side. Today we're going to work on a breakdown of transitioning from a downhill move into setting up for a back down in the mid-post area. So this is a move that's useful for bigger guards, 1s and 2s, and some 3s that are versatile, can handle the ball. So you can do any move to head downhill, whether it's between crawls, doesn't matter, or in-and-out crawls. So I'm going to start with the in-and-out crawl, starting with my right hand. So in-and-out crawl, now into a back down. So watch my footwork. Again, in-and-out crawls, and then I turn. So I step that left foot forward, put that defender on my hip. Now I can back down to the middle, or back down, spin, up another. Doesn't matter. You have multiple options on this side as well as that side.
Welcome back to the Focus TV and Octavia.
Yeah.
So NFL segment this week. Let's go.
Oh
Where we
gosh, you
starting
are
at?
entirely too excited.
Oh yeah, where we starting at?
Entirely too excited. So we've been gone for a couple weeks.
And some things have happened in the past couple weeks.
Some things have happened in the past couple of weeks.
Let's get there.
So
Let's get
I'm
there.
going to start off just with the standings currently in the NFC East.
This one.
As of now, the Cowboys and the Eagles are tied at the top of the NFC East. They're both 3-3 currently. Cowboys are 2-0 in the divisions, and the Eagles are 1-0 in the division. The Giants are 2-4, 1-1 in the division, and the Redskins are 1-5, and they're 0-3 in the division. So I like to start from the bottom of the conference, division, excuse me. So the Redskins played against the Dolphins this past week. The Redskins defeated the Dolphins for their first win, 17-16. Their next game is Sunday versus a team that shall remain nameless.
Just like your secondary nameless.
You are right, because I don't know who they are.
Kurt does.
They play the 49ers. This is too much. I should have called out. But Case Keenum was 13 of 25, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 carries for 10 yards. Adrian Peterson, 23 carries, 118 yards. And Scary Terry, 4 receptions, 100 yards, 2 TDs. Some of the biggest headlines that have happened since we've last been here, if you did not know, Jay Gruden has been fired. much to some, I would say much to some fans, most fans' happiness. They're happy about that. But a lot of fans that I've talked to or read, and a lot of people say it really starts with Allen. But he hasn't gone anywhere as of yet, guys. So we'll see how that goes. There were some crazy talks, and I'll be honest, I didn't look too deep into them because I don't think the person that these rumors were about looked too deep into it. But there was a quote or something with Dan Snyder talking about his short list of who he would pick for their next head coach, and surprise, surprise, Mike Tomlin is on that short list as he is still under contract with the Steelers. Mike Tomlin's like, yeah, I heard about it when you guys heard about it. I'm trying to get my team together. So we'll see if that comes into any fruition as the season ends and they start to actually look for their new head coach for next year. But game highlights, Terry McLaurin to me is the only bright spot for the Eagles at this, the Redskins at this point, excuse me.
What you do to her, man?
He finished the game with 4 receptions, 100 yards, like I stated. He, with the talk and everything about people saying how he was just supposed to be on the special teams and everything. He has had a great year, especially as a rookie, that a lot of people probably didn't even see coming. So definitely shouts out to him. Adrian Peterson is still out there running. It's kind of crazy to see the difference from under Jay Gruden to Callahan, I believe. Might be wrong, but yeah, because I feel like they've been trying to, without Geis being there, they still haven't really given AP a whole lot until this past game. And I feel like he had a great showing. Like I said, he ended 23 carries, 118 yards. But what's crazy is, as everybody talked about, 2-0 and 5 teams are going against each other before this game started. And the Redskins almost lost it. That's the crazy part. They won 17-16, and it's kind of the same MO they've had all year. They've started well, as they did in the first half, and then they fall apart in the second half. So they still, in my opinion, haven't put together a full game, but they have a lot of time to work on it. Still trying to see if Haskins will get back in. I mean, I feel like at this point they might as well. They got to test him out, see what they want to do with him next year. Do they want to keep him? Do they want him to be the franchise next year, or in the draft, are they going to go for another quarterback? So I'm thinking, you might as well get him prepared as much as possible and put him out there to see what happens. But don't put him out there to get injured. That's my only thing. Because I think that sometimes that's what a lot of people are kind of going back and forth with. Is he ready enough to really be out there, or is he going to be out there and be a liability and hurt himself and make things worse? You don't want that in a season that, this is not me saying it, but it's a season that's lost. So like I said, their next task gets no easier. They play the 49ers. I'm sorry, the undefeated 49ers. Go ahead and throw that out there for you. After that, you have the Giants. They played the Patriots this past Thursday. Giants fell to the Patriots. Giants 14, Patriots 35. Jones was 15 for 31, 161 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 2 carries for 8 yards. Hillman, who has taken the place of not just Saquon Barkley as well as Gallman, who also has been injured. He had 11 carries, 38 yards, 1 fumble lost, and 2 receptions for -3 yards. Golden Tate has 6 receptions, 102 yards, and 1 touchdown. Just a couple of the headlines since then. They've been hit with the injury bug as well. Like I said, Saquon Barkley's been out with a high ankle sprain for the past 3 weeks. Evan Ingram was also injured this week with a knee injury, and Sterling Shepard was also out with his 2nd concussion of the year, which is a little bit scary to me because he's only played 6 games at least. To have 2 concussions that close back to back is a little bit concerning for me. But as of now, Barkley's practicing, Ingram's practicing, Shepard's practicing. Shepard is still in the concussion protocol, and they still don't know if he starts or if he plays. Evan Ingram feels more likely that he will, and Barkley is more likely to as well, as long as his ankle doesn't give him any more issues. I will say this about the Giants. They did play hard. I'll say that. They kind of surprised me in the beginning of the game. You could tell they came out with a little bit of fire. They're trying to play hard. They don't, I feel like they feel like now they have a little bit of life and they have a chance to not, be at the bottom of the division like they have been the last couple of years. They have a little bit of hope, especially with life after Odell Beckham. So I definitely feel like they're playing hard, but this game just wasn't in the cards for them at this point. The Patriots, they had their blunders, they had their mistakes. Like I said, the Giants defense got after him in the beginning, sacked Brady, and he got a sack recovery for a touchdown. It was like a 44-yard touchdown, and he ran. He looked tired when he was done, but he ran. And they'll go back to the drawing board next week. Next week they will play against the Cardinals in Arizona. Then, so we had the Eagles versus the Vikings. The Eagles lost to the Vikings 20-38. Our next game is going to be against the Cowboys. Carson Wentz was 26 of 40, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 2 carries for 23 yards. Jordan Howard, 13 carries, 49 yards. Miles Sanders had 3 carries for 6 yards, but 3 receptions for 86 yards and 1 touchdown. Alshon Jefferson, 10 receptions, 76 yards, 1 touchdown. To me, headlines that's happened. Alshon Jeffery has finally returned to the lineup after being out for the past 2 weeks as well. The biggest thing at this moment is, as far as injuries, Deshaun Jackson is still sidelined with an abdomen injury. There's still no clear timetable for him returning, so it's a little bit bleak on that radar. But as far as the game, I've said this every time we've lost, and partially the times we've won. The secondary is just trash. It's I'm sorry, like I can't be more blunt than that. It's trash. It's really bad. Like I could probably go out there and do better, and that says a lot.
How fast is Suffield?
I mean, we might need to put him out there and see.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Anybody can come try out at this point. It's bad. Like it's bad, and it's really hard to watch. It's really bad. Like Wilson liked to tell me before we got on air, we let Mr. You Like That come through and just do what he wants to do. No, he got 333.
Oh, okay.
I believe it was like 333, somewhere around there.
That's like 500.
Well, it wasn't 500. But I mean, it's just bad. Diggs was over 167 yards receiving with 3 touchdowns. I believe he was the 6th wide receiver that we've allowed over 100 yards, and we've only played 6 games. So there has been an over
6?
Yes, he's the 6th. I don't want to go through and name the rest. If I can find them, I don't want to find them.
So like, if you were playing fantasy football, you would say,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. If whoever is your wide receiver is playing against the Eagles that week, you might want to start them.
That's so much petty in it.
I'm gonna be completely honest, and it's been bad, really bad. The other side of it, the offense is doing well, as well as they can be with missing, key players at times. I think they're still trying to figure out who's the number 1 back between Howard and Sanders. I think Howard's been doing a great job, but I think they need to find a better way to balance it between Howard and Sanders. Sanders having 3 carries, I feel like he should have more. I still think Howard should probably get the bulk of it at the moment. I like Sanders kind of taking on the Sproles role, who's also injured, trying to receive and those things. But I can't get over it. It's just been bad. Really, really, really bad. One bright spot on the defense that I can say, Brandon Graham has been an animal. He's been everywhere, but he's been alone.
I mean,
he's been alone. Nobody else.
3 people to block Fletch.
Yeah.
That's just bad coaching. Put Suffield in the game. He won't be alone.
Yeah, he's been alone, so we'll see what happens. But like I said, they have a showdown this Sunday night in, where do they play? Arlington. It's not Dallas, but they play in Dallas. But we'll see what happens. I've expected more from the rookie Whiteside. He hasn't got a lot of touches, but he hasn't proved that he deserves a lot of touches. So I feel like that, because without Jackson, we need another deep threat, and he was supposed to be that, and he hasn't. Aguilar's kind of like trying to sub in for it. It's not really working. But yeah, so last game, Cowboys played the Jets this week. The Cowboys fell to the Jets 22-24. Like I said, they play us this week. They played the Eagles this week. Dak Prescott was 28 of 40, 277 yards, 3 carries for 1 touchdown. Elliott was 28 carries, 105 yards, 1 touchdown. And Tavon Austin, 5 receptions for 64 yards. Biggest headline, Cowboys have lost 3 straight after starting arguably red hot, as people have said. and it's kind of all turned around really, really quickly. It's, to me, is nothing more demoralizing than being on a 2-game losing streak, coming into, play against the Jets, who is winless, lose to them. Now you're on a 3-game losing streak. You lost to the Jets and you lost to Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper re-injured his quadricep, I believe they said, his quadricep in the first quarter of the game and did not return, and he's unlikely to play this week as well. It's an old injury apparently that he re-aggravated, and they don't seem optimistic about him playing. So you never know with players, turn around on Friday and be at practice and ready to play on Sunday. So we'll see. But it just looked bad all the way around. Without them having Cooper, I think that allowed the Jets to kind of focus more on the run game because there wasn't really a threat. I think Tavon Austin stepped up a little bit as much as he could, but outside of Cooper, there is nobody else really. So without him, that's kind of tough for them to kind of bounce back off of that. Sam Darnold kind of had his way coming back from mononucleosis. He was 23 of 32, 338 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. What I'm reading and hearing and things that a lot of people are questioning Kellen Moore's play calling in the last game. And it's like, how fast do people turn? Because 3 weeks ago, they were praising him.
But in the words of Cardell, there's this thing and then it catches up to you and then there's tendencies and notes.
And video.
Scouting report.
So we'll see if that gets addressed. Another coaching staff thing or a coaching issue. It's been seen that a lot of players are not really into Jason Garrett at the moment. There's video of them coming off the field, and Jason Garrett does his whole clap, 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 high five, and people was like, yeah, bro, I ain't with that today. So it's kind of funny, I don't know if that's an underlying issue. Some older Cowboy players who shall remain nameless have come out and said a couple things, but I digress with that. But Awuzie got torched by Robbie Anderson. It was a lot of drop passes out there once Cooper was out, so it was really tough for them for this week. Also, their injury list got a lot longer with adding Amari. They had Tyron Smith was out, Leo Collins was out. Their cornerbacks Byron Jones and Anthony Brown both left the game with hamstring injuries, so they're kind of thin there. So it's going to be, I guess, the battle of the injuries. But I will say, I didn't say this. Now, this is not the fix because there are times where he gets torched as well. But Jalen Mills is coming off of the PUP list, and Ronald Darby is supposed to be coming back this week as well. So hopefully our secondary looks better. But like I said, Jalen Mills has been torched in the past, and I've seen it with my own eyes. So, but he's definitely a step up of what we have currently. So at this point, I'm grasping at straws. Hopefully it works. Especially since our coach decided to go ahead and say, yeah, we're going to go in Dallas and we're going to beat the Cowboys. We're going to be on top of the division. I'm like, just keep adding the pressure. Just keep doing it. Let's just go out and play, guys. But who am I?
Everybody trying to be Tasha Cloud, make guarantees.
She the only one that's 1-for-1 recently.
I'm just saying, let's just get to the game.
So many guarantees.
Let's just play. But shouts out to her. She was right. Hopefully he's right. But
she also, that was a whole mob.
You're right about that. They're definitely in just to kind of just touch on them slightly. I was very happy for them and watching it. And what I also liked is one of my coworkers does not watch women's basketball at all. And we were talking about the Nats. The Nats are I can't even remember what it's called right now. It's not the World Series, but
game away from the World Series.
There we go, yeah, there, and talking about that and everything. And he was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch Game 5. I was like, I appreciate that. And he watched it, and we talked the next day, and he was like, it was actually a really, really good game. So I was really happy that I was able to get somebody who never watched it before to actually watch it and was like, wow, that was a great game. I didn't realize how fast the game was for them. Like I didn't realize those things, and I was like, "Oh boy, this is what I'm here for. I'm here to encourage you to do these things." And it was just so. It was for me as a little girl when the WNBA first started, and seeing, being a huge Mystics fan when I was little, Schminkel Holtzclaw, all those things, like
Nikki McCray,
all
Mario
of them,
Page, all that.
all of them, to see them, to see how it started for us, and then, like you said, in the years that passed by, where crowd attendance has dropped, they had tough seasons and stuff like that. To see it all,
matter of fact,
turn around.
It was season they didn't even pour all the dang bleachers at this Capital One. It was bad. And people don't know this. They remodeled Capital One last year. They kicked the Mystics out during their playoff run. They had to play a GW
And
Mason to close out the playoffs. It was bad like that. How you doing that during the playoff run? So this year they had a home crowd. Then all of a sudden they want to come back before the playoffs. Maybe we should move it to Capital One, and there's like players are like, nah.
Absolutely not. And I'm glad they didn't. And like I said, I'm just glad that, because in this area, everybody's with the quick fix, and they want to, when we winning, we are biggest fans.
Like this people fake.
Exactly. So I'm even though I know it's like that, I'm still grateful that they won. And even people that may be fair weather fans or not really fans or don't know what's going on, maybe this, for my coworker, this was a wake up call. Something like, okay, they got something going right. Maybe we should pay attention more, because they should definitely get more recognition than they do, at least here.
But the thing is, we got all these people walking around calling themselves like basketball gurus, calling themselves hoopers. How can you not appreciate great basketball? The gender shouldn't even matter. It should just be great basketball. I mean, look, that some league they think is on par with the NBA. Though.
Absolutely not. They go out there and try to play for real.
You know what I'm saying? So,
they just, this is a stupid part, but Tamara Young that plays for the Aces, she's dibbling and dabbling on reality TV, and even just watching this one clip where Stevie J was just like, yeah, I play you one-on-one. She was like, oh, okay. She demolished him.
Stevie J.
Demolished him. But that goes back to just certain people's mind frame, like, oh, you're a girl, I could beat you. It's never that easy. She's a professional.
Listen to me, man. The way we see it, people they don't put the cameras on the real stuff. They put the camera on the fellas in the crowd. When Emma do her little counter, she take that little slow dribble to do the quick reverse spin, and girls be about to drop and stuff. Dudes be like standing up like, oh, I'm trying to tell you, like, she might be the most popular mister with the fellas, because her counters is crazy.
And shout out to her for being the first ever bench player to win Finals MVP. I had to sit and think, and I still don't know if I found anybody. I can't think of that's happened anywhere.
Iggy.
Who?
On the men's side.
You're right.
Oh, Iguodala, yeah.
That's it.
I mean, it's pretty. I think it's happened in the NBA before, but not in the WNBA. And then also, I gotta get GW love. I gotta shout out Jonquil Jones. Entering
because she did everything she could.
And Alyssa Thomas, man, look at
that team. Period.
They
dangerous.
And you talking about Natasha Cloud not sitting down? Alyssa Thomas ain't sit down
at all.
At all.
Well,
maybe
she did.
20
she
seconds.
got fouled. She got fouled trouble in game 5. She did, but yeah.
But before that, it was like they were sitting up there talking. They was like, yeah, I mean, she's basically played the whole. She's been out for like 28 seconds.
Man,
the whole series.
And they came in, and this was people know. I saw on ESPN pregame show when the playoffs first started, and I think the Sparks had a game before they faced the Sun, and literally Jasmine Thomas was on set as a co-host, as an analyst, and they were just saying, the Sun, I just can't see them beating the Sparks. They have no stars, and I'm like, and Jasmine kept it professional. I'm looking at him like, huh? What are you watching? Like, those are one of them are the aces because of their size of friends. When me and Wilson talked about, like, if the Mystics are to win the championship, they got to get through those teams. And I'd be damned if they ain't had to get through both of them. It was just like, I was like, come on, man. But
oh, wait, if they got through them.
Yeah.
And then shout out to, I know you brought up Jonquil. You've been talking about Jonquil for years.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. But just we were talking about with the Mystics and their development. Addition by subtraction for Connecticut, they did something that was kind of bold. People didn't think it was very popular. Beginning of this year, trading a former first-round pick to LA, knowing that what they had is literally one of the top 10 players in the league.
Probably
top 5, honestly, in Jonquil. And the fun part with this is they're not going anywhere.
And she was the 6th woman. Come on, like she was the 6th woman of the year last year, and the All-Star before that.
As a whole candidate coming off the bench.
And it's not even close. And I think he did that just to make people happy. So when she up in the league,
didn't have to, and
they were better for it.
and just like the Mystics had to take a couple steps to get to that place, same thing for Connecticut. And that's why I said the window's opening, but it's gonna get real.
Yeah, they got to keep. Yeah, they want another one. They got to stay hungry. And shout out to Courtney Williams too. She's, Luke, man, Lou Williams, Vinny Jump, microwave.
She remind me, what's go the first time I saw her since we've been covering the league. She reminded me of a female Monte Ellis.
I don't even think he was that like that.
That's fair. She gets it.
No, that's why I say Lou Williams. Like Lou Williams coming to games.
She's more consistent. Yeah, like she gets going. That's it.
Because like what Lou Williams was doing against the Warriors, like man, this mom winning game, cold just buckets. That's her just buckets. It's a professional scorer. That's what you call them. It's just she gonna find a way.
They don't care.
Exactly. So.
But what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and close tonight's show. Get over to finalsmag.com and motorsports.com as always. We're gonna be back in studio next week. Gotta get used to this again. This first time back. It felt like it was a month off. It was only 2 weeks.
Yeah, it felt a minute.
I'm still trying to catch up on like reality and the time we're at right now. So next week I'll be in a better place, hopefully. But just stay aware on social media. We're gonna do something fun tonight. We didn't get a chance to do rapid fire. We might do it that way. So keep up with us as always. Thank you, Rodney, Raymond in the back. Get us you guys next week, same time, same place, right here on the Focus TV.